I hope you had a nice winter break. Okay, I see very active chat room. That's great. I'm going to start sharing the course homepage with you. At this point today, for first class meeting, we have introduction and have to navigate the course. So let's go to the course homepage. I would try to just go over the syllabus, show you some of the folders in the course homepage, and also how to navigate, just to make sure everyone knows how to navigate. What are the expectations from you, and what's the expectation from me? I'm using one monitor today. So that means when I'm sharing the document with you, I'm in the course homepage now. In order to see your questions, I have to go to the tab with the chat room. So I will go back and forth. So if you have any questions, you can ask me anytime by either typing the question in the chat area or by using your mic. So either one is all right. So you can interrupt me at any time if you have any questions for me. Course homepage. When you open the course homepage, you see the announcement on the left side, and I sent few announcements. One was for the class meeting for this week and what we are going to do today. I sent the announcement for the office hours I had on Friday and the link for the class meeting that we start today, that we are using at this point. On the right side, you see some folders. And these folders, the first one, you don't see it because it's for instructor. Then you have the syllabus. You have the coursework and experiments. Next, you have the safety video. I don't know how many of you actually watch the safety video and submit the safety quiz already, which is great. That's perfect. Anyhow, these are the quiz is due by next Tuesday before 11 a.m. So if you have not watched the safety video, please watch the safety video and take the safety quiz. Okay, going back to the course homepage, going to open the syllabus at this time, the syllabus folder. You have the welcome letter. I hope you have read them already. The syllabus, lab schedule. You have your the ones for the fall. Actually, you don't need it. Practice assignment. This is the student lingo. Some of you have done that practice already for your other classes. It's okay to submit the certificate that you already have, or if you chose like one part, like the management, now like a study skills, you can choose the other one or use the old certificate, but you still have to write a paragraph giving the feedback of what you have learned actually by completing that student lingo assignment. It's okay to submit the old quiz, old certificate. The syllabus quiz is a very short quiz, but you still need to take it. These are all practices that it's going to enable you to navigate the course, and for me, make sure that you know how to navigate through the course. You don't have to take quiz, you don't have to submit assignment and all that. Confirmation or the order number for the ebook. It says, yes, experiments 2 and 3. Some of the assignments are conditional release, and the condition is that you would have to submit the confirmation or the order number. Now, With that, I'm sure there are a couple of questions. With the couple of questions, and I did expect it really, you can get the lab manual from Withdrawal source, and it would be like a quick response. You would get it right away, and you can open the link. If you are a college academy student, if you have scholarship for books, if you have financial aid, under those conditions, you need to buy it from Central Campus bookstore. And when you go to Central Campus bookstore, please make sure that they don't sell you the hard copy, because for this semester, the ebook is the book that we are using for this class. I had to explain that to other students for my 1045 class. The agreement I have with the publisher, they allow me, or they send me Word documents, which is coming from the lab manual. And since we are already using part of the lab manual in pieces as the Word document that for assignments, I have agreed that I will use the ebook for my class. So we cannot mix the hard copy with the ebook. If you have purchased, because that also happened, if you have purchased the hard copy, please return it and get the ebook. When you purchase from bookstore, it may not come right away. The email may not come right away. And as is suggested by a couple of the students, try searching the digital learning in your email. Very good hint. And hopefully you will get that email so you can access to the ebook. If you get it from bookstore, what you do, because it comes in an email format, you can do either a screenshot or print email into PDF. So when you go to print email, then for the choice of printer, use PDF file. You are going to save it in your computer, then you upload that PDF file into the assignment folder as a proof of purchase. This may not be your question, but since it was like common questions in the past, I'm explaining just one scenario after other, and I hope that it does help you. It's okay. It's okay. As long as the ISBN does match, and I have to check when you buy it from bookstore, maybe they are using two platforms and they put the platform, the ebook in the platform of Yuzo. Is that what it is? Yuzo. So it's not the so it's not a problem, as long as the author, it shows my name, it's the same ISBN number, you should be fine. And make sure it is the ebook for the lab manual for 1046. The ebook has my name on it, and it's for 1046. Yes. Okay, let me go through the chat room to see if there is any questions that I have not answered yet, and then I go back to the folders in the course homepage again. Yes, you can get it from bookstore. Perfect. So I think we answered that questions. Barnes and Noble. Yes, Barnes and Noble is the bookstore for Central Campus. So college works with the Barnes and Noble. They have two platforms. One is a Barnes and Noble, and then one is Withdrawal source. And it's as a news to me, Yuzu is another platform that looks like that they are placing the ebook in that platform also. So as long as it's the ebook by published by the Hayden McNeil. Do you have the cover of the book? Can anyone share the screenshot of the cover of the book so we make sure that it's the right book? As long as it's the right book, it doesn't matter which source you get, and you should always get the email confirmation, or they send you by email and you print that email in PDF. If you buy it from Vital Source, I have the steps how to print the confirmation number. Okay, go through the chat to make sure all your questions are answered. And I have the lab manual, second edition, that has second edition. Is that a hard copy? No, hard copy. We do not use the, if it's ebook, is fine. If it's ebook, is fine. And Yuzu, is that did you purchase that from bookstore? Nia? Is that purchased through the bookstore? Okay. Okay, I will go to bookstore website right after the class to make sure that that is what they have, and hopefully it's just a different platform that they're using it. So it should be all right. Yes, perfect. Okay, going back to course homepage, I come back like in maybe 5 minutes again to look at the chat room for your questions, just in case if I don't answer any questions. I will go through your questions to make sure all your questions are answered today. Okay, so we are going to look at some of the files here. The welcome page, I am sure you have read it already. If not, please go through. At the first part, it says some information about me, who I am, what I do, and then the course description. You have the instructions for starting the course, especially if you are new to Broward College. This course, it requires the lab manual, that you should use it along with the content of D2L. There are experiment videos in each folder. For each experiment is named and titled by the name of the experiment, and you need to watch these every, like a Tuesday, based on the schedule. Like next week, if we are doing experiment 1, week 1, then you watch that part of the video. The data is expected that you would just, as you are watching the video, you record data. Sometimes I kind of see the need to type the data into the chat box, and I'm suggesting you, if you check the chat box, which is the purple icon or double arrow on the bottom right side of the screen, when you are watching the video, you open it to see if there is any data recorded there for you. There is one incident, I think it's experiment 4, that someone came to the lab while I was recording the video, and I mute, so you know his questions doesn't come through, or is not recorded. I forgot to unmute, but the good thing is that the data is, I recorded the data in the chat area, so you see, it's that just for like 3 to 5 minutes. It's not too long, but still the data can be found in the chat area. And have to be successful, you want to make sure to read this. You don't want me to read like one line at the time to you. Make sure to read the welcome page. And now we're going to go through the syllabus to make sure we all are on the same page. The instructor name, my name is Dr. Banush Memari. And I've been teaching for a long time, almost 28 years already. And I have taught in different universities and colleges. I've taught 8 years full-time at Miami-Dade. I've been with Broward College for since 2003. That's 17 years already. And I have taught at FIU. I've been teaching at Nova Southeastern University for the last 10 years as a part-time professor. At the same time, I'm full-time at Broward College. The contact information for me, I would prefer the D2L emails, and I normally ask, please submit your email via D2L because the because the emails that is coming from D2L is already known for a fact that which course you're taking with me, what's the reference number, and since I'm teaching more than one chemistry lab, I don't get confused who is which class you're talking about. And returning the email for me, if it's D2L or Broward.edu, it's going to take the same time. I don't want your email to get lost within the emails that I'm getting from different places, publishers, administration, other places. So D2L email, please. And just now, I have to tell you the ways that I want you for communication. The best way to ask your question is during this live sessions that we have for pre-lab discussions. That's one of the reasons that I have this pre-lab discussions. Today is introduction, so I'm the only one talking. Starting next class, I ask questions, and I want you to participate to answer the questions because that counts for attendance or active participation. And I want to also let you know about the office hours that I have, 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. on Fridays, is going to be again live chat communication. The benefit of that is if you ask your questions during the class time, everybody is going to hear, and most likely is going to be question of other students. During the office hours, same, because some of you would attend the office hours, so some of you would hear. The good thing about the Blackboard Collaborate office hours or meeting is that we can share a screen. I can use a whiteboard. I can write. I can talk about and you to get your answers right away. Last choice would be using of the D2L email, and the absolute last choice is going to be bmemory@broward.edu if there is an emergency. The course information, this is a 1 credit course, of course. You need to purchase the ebook for the laboratory manual, and there are videos that covers the experiments. I prepared those videos. I did record those videos for remote learning purpose, but since is used for everybody who's teaching 1046 at Central Campus, it's a little general. So I would suggest other professors to hold the pre-lab discussions. I would hold the pre-lab discussions to make sure that you know the purpose of the experiments, you know how to use the data, and also I ask some questions during that time. There are 11 pre-labs and 11 post-lab assignments to be submitted, and each one has 10 points for the grading skills. You also have a final exam that is a proctored exam. I'm going to pause here so I could ask you guys if you have any questions. I'm going to chat room to read your questions, and also wait for your questions for a minute or two, and I come back. Do you have any questions for me at this point? D2L communication tab can help you with the recording. So when you go to the Blackboard Collaborate, and then there's like a 3 lines on top, and those 3 lines, when you click on it, this is the top left side of the window when you are in the Blackboard Collaborate. When you click on it, it's going to show you sessions and also the sessions and then recordings. When you click on recordings, then it will show you every session that has been recorded. From the date of the recording, you can recognize which recorded sessions they are. And also, if you're talking about the recording for the experiments that are pre-recorded already, no, you don't go through the communication tab. You would go to the folders for each experiment, and I will show you right after the syllabus. I will go through the different folders, and I show you the link for that as well. You are using honor lock, not the lockdown. Lockdown also is a good one. Honor lock is the one that college is paying for and is expected to be used by us. Any other questions? No? Okay. Going back to syllabus, the co-requisite for this course is 1046 lecture, and the prerequisite is 1045 lecture and the lab, and MAC 1105 or higher. The general outcome for this course is basically in every science lab is associated with the science lecture, and the reason we have the lab is it's to experience and experiment some of the reactions that you learn in lecture. Now you want to prove that in the lab. Is a different approach, because when we are in the lab, we are looking for evidence for the reaction. We are not just assuming that if you mix A and B, you will get C and D. We have to prove that, yes, we are getting C and D. For 1046, we are not just looking for evidence for the reaction that the reaction has happened. We are looking at the different aspect of the reaction. One is like thermodynamic. That means how much energy is released or how much energy is needed for reaction to take place. One is kinetic. When you talk about kinetic, that means how fast the reaction is taking place or how long does it take for reaction to happen. What is the activation energy, and what is the reaction, the order of the, which you learn in lecture first. We have first part of the experiments in 1046 is the identification of the cations, which you are, for 1 week you work with the known sample, week later or second week you're working with the unknown. So if your unknown has like 4 ions, your known sample has 4 ions, the unknown could have 1, 2, 3, or all 4 of those 4 ions, and then you identify it based on the evidence of the reaction, based on what is the and comparison with the known samples. Week 3 known samples, week 4 again is unknown. Then for week 5 we are moving to experiment 2, which is kinetic. Week 6 also is kinetic. Then we go to thermodynamic, electrochemistry, and all those different topics that you learn in lecture. But you learn in lecture, you experiment in the lab. In perfect world, when we have the experiments in the lab, you learn about lab techniques, and you learn about the safety rules, how you would work in the lab safely. So those are the different competencies, also for the those are the different competencies for taking the lab as well. Material that you need for this lab is, first of all, you need to purchase your ebook at the either Vital Source or bookstore. Barnes & Noble Central Campus. You want to submit your purchase confirmation. These are the 2 steps that shows if you're buying from bookstore. If you're not buying it from if you're buying from Vital Source. If you're buying from bookstore, then as I said, a PDF copy of the email confirmation would satisfy the order confirmation. So you would just print PDF and submit. You need a reliable internet connection. You need a laptop or desktop that is has either a built-in camera, or you need a webcam with a mic that is used during the final exam. You have only one exam that is using HonorLock, but in order to make sure that your computer is compatible and it works, there is a practice quiz, is known HonorLock system check. You have to take that quiz way before March. You have to take it before March 17, before add and drop, because if you don't like the HonorLock, we only use it once, but that is a must. If you don't like it, you don't want to take this, you don't want to practice it. You don't want to stay. You don't want to, you want to. I hate anybody to give up because of one system, one proctoring system, but I want to make sure that you know what to do, and you don't wait for the last day or day of the exam for using the HonorLock to take your final exam. For starting the course, as I mentioned in that welcome page, you want to look at the student success guide, especially if it's the first time you're taking classes. You want to purchase the ebook. You want to know how to watch those videos, be able to navigate through the course. Okay. If you have any questions at this point, you can use your mic to ask questions. I don't mind being interrupted. You can stop me, ask questions, and then we continue. Attendance for the lab is mandatory. Okay, HonorLock quiz. I'm glad that you brought up that password. For HonorLock, password is auto-generated. So what you do, you want to make sure that you start with the tutorial. Do not start with the quiz itself. And I'm going to quickly check and make sure that I actually enabled HonorLock, because if I don't enable HonorLock, it will ask you for password regardless of where you start. The HonorLock system check was not enabled, so that's why it's asking for password. Okay, I did enable at this point, so it will be auto-generated password, so you don't have to include a password. Okay, so it is auto-generated, so you don't have to have the password. If you go from tutorial, if it did ask, it could be that it was my fault, I did not enable. But now that I enabled, if you got a password, that means you did not spend enough time to go through the tutorial and do one step at a time. Withdrawal policy, last day to withdraw is March 17th. The other option that you have is an audit, because this course has co-requisite. That means if you withdraw from lecture, you have to withdraw from lab, and vice versa. If you're doing well in one course and not so well on the other course, and you only want to withdraw from one, instead of the withdrawal, you should audit. Audit is going to save you time and money. If you're doing well in the lab, you want to only drop the lecture, don't drop the lecture, do audit. Audit the lecture, because then next semester or when you take the lecture, you don't have to take the lab at that point. If you are doing well in lecture and you're not doing so well in the lab, you audit the lab and stay with lecture. The only thing, the only point I have to mention here, the last day to audit is March 17, but you should get the permission before March 17. Please do not wait to the last day to send email for getting permission, because if that happens and you send the email in the afternoon, I don't see the email, you will miss that and you'll miss the deadline. So at least one day before March 17, you should ask for permission for audit. Okay, what type of assignments and assessments do you expect? I saw a lot of activity, which is great. You have some submissions of assignment discussions already and quizzes, which is perfect. But here it tells you what all the assignments are. You have 2 discussions. You have, which is, the first one is introduction, and the second one is the student cafe. For student cafe, you post any questions that you would ask me in class or students in class. Everyone should attempt to answer the question if you know the answer. If you don't know the answer, you know, I will go ahead and answer the question so everyone can benefit from. Assignments, you have your pre-lab assignments, you have your post-lab questions or data sheet, and for the first 4 weeks, you have mini lab reports as well. Pre-lab questions, when you click on the assignment, it says download a Word document, answer all the questions, and submit. Save the document and submit. Pre-lab assignments needs to be submitted before you start the lab. Like for next week, when you are performing experiment 1, week 1, the pre-lab assignments for experiment 1, week 1 needs to be submitted before 11 a.m. Okay, there are 11 of them, and each one is 10 points. Too many 11s, right? Post-lab questions, the same. You have 1 post-lab questions or data sheet for each experiment. Okay, perfect questions by Janelle. What is the flowchart and how do we make it? Is a right place to ask the questions, and I show you how to make it, the flowchart. I have to open the ebook at this point to answer the question. So please let me finish with the syllabus and remind me if I forgot about opening the ebook. And I open the flowchart, I show you what it is. Okay. For the mini lab report, the instructions on how to write the mini lab report is explained here. Basically, you either write procedure or you make the flowchart. Is a copy of the flowchart that you have in the ebook, but I don't want you copy and paste. You can use either Excel to make the boxes to write inside, or you can follow the procedure that I have in the assignment folder for you how to make the flowchart. So you include the evidence for all the steps, and then you write a conclusion. So that would be like a mini lab report. I'm going to post 1 sample mini lab report. It's not going to be a perfect one, but it's just a sample. So you see how mini lab report looks like for you. Then you have the reflection, which is for extra credit assignments. Quizzes and tests, you have one final exam, which is 60 points, I believe. No, 45 points for your class. Mini lab reports, you have 4 of them and 15 points each. Pre-lab and lab report, 11 of them, 10 points each. Discussion, 5 points. Safety quiz, 10 points. Student lingo and the quiz syllabus, 2 points. Extra credit each. The syllabus quiz and the student lingo is for extra credit, as well as the reflection assignment. The grading scale is 10%. Communication, D2L, please use the D2L email, use the discussion in the student course cafe or student cafe in discussion board. When you send me an email, if I'm by the computer, I reply right away. I don't know how many of you have sent me email already and experienced that I'm a fast responder. I would respond right away. But if I'm not logged into computer, or if you send me email in the afternoon and or weekend, it might take time, but I will make sure to follow at least the college policy. They give me like 48 hours for email response. So if you have question, you need to know the answer. At the same time, please know that I'm not by the computer all the time. I try to be fast and respond to emails as soon as I can, but it would definitely be before 48 hours. I do not, often it's like 24 hours, within the 24 hours. So just be a little patient with me, but I am well known for responding to emails in time. Accommodation, there is a centralized accommodation center with the phone number and email address that anyone for Broward College who needs accommodation will contact this number. Academic honesty, your work that you submit is going to be Word document, and I show you where to find those to complete and submit. Is going to be checked for originality or similarity. Please do not share documents with other students, because then it would show like 100% similarity and the grade would be 0 for 100% similarity. Do not copy and paste answers from anywhere into your pre-lab assignment or post-lab assignments, because Turnitin is going to pick those against similarity. Make sure to read the procedure, answer the questions. All the answers, the answer to all questions are already either in the video that you watch or in the ebook that you read. So please do not think that is challenging. Do not think that you have to search everywhere in order to find the answers. Definitely do not search web to find the answers, because they don't use exact same reagents, and the answers it's correct for them, for that school, is not correct for us. The answers.
A question.
Ebook. Yes.
So what if the answer is just one way for you to word it? It'll still count as cheating? Like, do I have to reword it in a way?
No, it doesn't count as cheating, no.
So if we all get the same answer, but there's only one answer, wouldn't it be 100% match?
No, 100% 100% match for a document is different from the 100% match with one question.
Okay.
Let's say the answer to one question is ammonia, and everyone writes ammonia, and that is ammonia, and there is no problem with that. But if question 2, it takes a sentence, and that sentence is also 100% match, then the second one, the next question takes a paragraph, and the paragraph is 100% match, then that means the document is 100% match. Question 100% match is not a problem. A lot of questions in pre-lab, it takes just one word, like ammonia, like water, like sodium hydroxide. So I understand that, and I don't take points off just when I see, and I don't panic when I see that it's like high similarity. I open the documents. I open the part that it says it's been like is similar to which document. I look at them and I use common sense. I am trying to just avoid sharing of a whole document between the students, even though you can talk to your friends, you can help each other, and I don't have any problem with that. Do not share document and do not copy and paste, please. Just type in your responses. I'm glad you asked the question, because I don't want you to think, if you write the formula and it's the same for everybody, it's going to count for similarity. I will look through the document before I take any points off for that. Okay. Some of the other points that it's good information you need to know. Make sure to read the syllabus. Don't want to go like word by word through the syllabus. Course schedule. The course schedule, I made it a little bit more detailed, actually starting since start of pandemic. I try to make this more detailed, so this way whichever week you are in, you go to syllabus, you know what's due that day, what's due for the week. So for the first week, which is the introduction, which is today, you are supposed to read the welcome letter, course syllabus, watch the safety video, and the orientation, student orientation. You need to complete the safety quiz, introduction discussion, and one student lingo assignment. And just know how to navigate through D12. For first experiment, we are doing experiment 1, week 1, which is January 19. The title for that experiment is a group 1 and 2 known samples. As I said, you work with the known sample, you gain the knowledge, you write your evidences, you complete your, observation, you record your observation this week. So for that week, you do have to review the experiment from the ebook. You want to complete the pre-lab. There are 3 or 4 questions that you're going to submit before 11 a.m. on January 19. Then you're going to watch the recording of the experiment, and I still have to show you where to find the link. Because if it's recording from this semester, it would be on Blackboard Collaborate. If it's a pre-recorded experiment, you only have the link. It's not part of this class, Blackboard Collaborate. Then you submit the mini lab report, and I just promised, I never had it, but I just promised that I will upload a mini lab sample mini lab report, so that way you see how it looks like, and I will also give you the instructions how to create the flowchart as well. The data sheet or post-lab questions, those are something that you have 1 week time. Actually, when you perform the experiment on the 19th, then you have a week time to write the mini lab report and answer the questions for the post-lab and submit it by the end of the week or before starting experiment 1, week 2. Experiment 1, week 2, that is for the unknown of group 1 and 2. And you see the pattern, it kind of repeats itself. You want to submit the purchase order. This is just a reminder, because you see this often. Is not like multiple assignments for the same thing. So view review the experiment from ebook, complete the pre-lab, watch the video, write the mini lab report, and what is it? Let me see what's. Yes, Alex.
So I saw that you uploaded everything. So do we still have to get the lab manual?
Yes, it's not everything. It's not everything. For the experiment, it's just the first experiment that was uploaded, if that's so. Only one experiment, because when I did upload that, actually it was back order and bookstore didn't have the ebook. The vital source still was working on it, and I said, okay, let me give the students enough time to purchase it. So it's not uploaded for experiment 2 and 3, and the rest until experiment. The rest of the experiment, we don't have the theory part.
Okay,
So
thank
yes,
you.
yes, I'm glad you asked the question. So purchasing the ebook is required. Yes. Okay. Okay. Hopefully she comes back with different device. Okay, you see the pattern. I'm not going to read all of this to you, but for all of the starting experiment 2 after the first 4 weeks, we see that there is no mini lab report. So it's just the pre-lab and the data sheet that you need to complete. Okay. Your exam is going to be on 20th. I don't know why I have 40. So it's on April 20th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and needs to be submitted before 2 p.m. I will go back and make sure that this is 20, not 40. It's on schedule, but still make sure. We don't have a midterm. So the week of midterm, there would be no labs. The week of midterm.
Professor?
Yes.
So for the following weeks for the new labs, how do we submit the pre-lab questions if there's no PDF document? Like, do we write it in our notebook and then take a picture and then upload it?
No. I'm supposed to show you that. Bear with me just 2 minutes.
Okay.
I'll go to the assignments quickly, and you can follow me. You can go to assignments and then see how it works. So I hope that I can answer all the questions today, so you know how to submit them. Okay, I'm done with the syllabus. If you have any questions, you can type in the chat area and I will go back and answer those questions. But for now, I'm going to go to this coursework experiments, okay, / experiments. So when you click on that and we go to the week 1, qualitative analysis group 1 and 2 known samples, when you click on that, you see the experiment 1. This is just for this experiment. I put the Word document. I put the theory to give time for students to purchase the ebook. It doesn't come for for other folders. It's just for the experiment 1. The pre-lab assignments. I'm going to click on pre-lab assignments, and please let me know if you could still see the actual assignment. Okay, this is the pre-lab assignment. It says download the attached experiment 1 week 1 pre-lab questions, complete all the answers, save and submit to this assignment folder. Can you see this assignment now that I am on? Can you see it?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, good. Okay, good. So there is a Word document here. and why I had to beg the publisher to give me the Word document for that. And that, you know, that was the agreement between me and the publisher. So they gave me the Word document. They said, but you have to make sure to purchase the ebook, otherwise they don't give a slice of the lab manual that they have. So when you open why did I choose the Word document? Because if it's a PDF, you must have a printer at home to print those and then submit it. And you must have a scanner to scan and submit again. And then I have to grade your handwriting, hand and assignments.
We can't use our computer to fill it out?
Yes, definitely. So you open that Word document, that is just the interactive Word document. You type in, and it would give you enough space, or it just is not limited, it's not a table. So it would, it's not a interactive PDF even. So it's a Word document. So you would answer. It would be best if you put your answers in different color. So when I'm grading, I see like different color. You don't have to put red color, but if the questions are black, you could use blue color, or just, you know, give some space so I know where the answer starts. You can look at the document, make sure that it looks professional before you save, before you submit. Did I answer your question for your question based on the, you know, submitting, how to submit the pre-lab?
Yeah, I was gonna actually wondering too, could we get the ebook online, or do we have to go on campus to buy the ebook?
You purchased it online. Did you see the beginning of the syllabus today?
No,
As I was going through the syllabus?
yeah,
No?
I just wanted to make sure that I could either buy it online or I could go to campus, so I could just buy it online then. Thank you.
Either one. I encourage you, if you're not College Academy students and you're not using financial aid, if you are paying for your books, buy it online. Just click on the vital source link from the syllabus, and you purchase it online, and is a quick turnaround, and you will get your book right away. Is a PDF document that they will give you the link to download, and you are going to submit the purchase order to assignment folder. This is the video for the week 1, experiment 1, week 1. I was talking about this purple arrow, double arrow. Sometimes you have the information in the chat area, like some data. So if you can't find the data, you also check that chat area. Okay, post-lab questions. Someone had, I want to see, where is that mini lab report? Maybe I have it in different, okay. For the post-lab questions, similarly, you're going to download the Word document. And when you download the Word document, you start answering the questions, save it, and then upload. Okay, next file or next assignment is called Experiment 1, Week 1 Mini Lab Report. I need confirmation. I just want to make sure that you all see the page that I am in before I continue. Do you see the page? It says Experiment 1, Week 1 Mini Lab Report.
Yeah.
Perfect, perfect. Okay. Now, I have 2 documents there. One is Experiment 1, Week 1 Mini Lab Report template. So when you click on that, is another Word document that it has some writing on it, and you are going to finish it up and save it and submit. The other document that you see there is called Making Flowchart. So this document is using Word to make flowchart. It is one of the best tools that you can learn now, and you use it forever. So because we are not in the lab to teach you how to transfer liquid from one container to other container, I'm doing that part myself. I'm performing the experiment myself. I am trying to help you to learn other tools. So making a flowchart using the Word document, you have the instructions. When I click on that, it's going to take me out of the course and it's not going to show you. So I want to see if you can, I want you to click on it yourself. If you can go to the course, click on it and follow it. Be a little patient with it at the beginning, but after you make one box, then you get professional and have to make it. Do you see the document now, or do I have to download and show you again? Do you see the document? I opened the document making flow diagram, or you still see the assignment page? What do you see on the screen?
I still see the D2L page.
Oh, D12 page. So that's what I was afraid of. So I have to download this. And 46 labs. Open it. Let me see. Okay, it doesn't show on my application. I hope it shows now. Okay. Do you see the diagram now, students? Do you see the diagram now, the document making flowchart diagram? Okay, perfect. So it shows the step by step how to make flowchart. Making flowchart is very popular. So maybe you type as a search on the Google also for steps how to make flowchart. Maybe there's a template online that you can make a flowchart, and then when you construct the flowchart, you can insert into the Word document, or you can follow this. This one is the most convenient because it does not need a program. You just submit this based on the, it's already in the Word document for the mini lab report. So it's just boxes and arrows that connects to each other, and it shows the steps. And the other thing that I promised was to show you the flowchart from the lab manual. Chem 2 instructor lab. Okay. That was not fun because it says that the lab manual that I had, it was expired and I couldn't use it. So I'm gonna have to open the document from Okay, the analysis of qualitative analysis. Do you see the document now? This is part of the ebook, just for experiment 1. Let me know if you can see it, please. Yes?
Yes.
Could you see the PDF document? Okay. I think, was it Janelle who asked me what is the flowchart? Right? Right, Janelle? Good. Okay. Here's the flowchart. So this flowchart doesn't say like how much of the 6 molar HCl to be added. When you are making your flowchart, you're going to give the quantity. It also doesn't have any writing on it as the appearance. How does it look like? So your observation should be in this empty boxes. So when you make your flowchart in Word document, you can actually write in these boxes. So you would write your observation. These empty spaces are for your observation. So this is the flowchart. And what I showed you earlier, that was the instructions how to make flowchart for the known sample. For the unknown, you may not have some of the ions. So let's say if your compound did not have any silver or lead, then you don't have to put this side of the flowchart. For the unknown, you only work with this side of the flowchart. And when you get to the unknown, I guess at that point it makes more sense to you. But I just have to, it just came to my mind and I wanted to tell you that it doesn't have to be exact copy of what you have here, and don't do like a snipping or screenshot to submit, because then you cannot write the observation here. Okay, your observation, you can this is the table. You continue, this only stops at 1C. This should be in the template for the mini lab report, and it should go all the way to continue to the all steps that you have in the procedure, and you would write the evidence. So this is just a sample. Okay? This is just a sample, and you have to continue. You see the observation is written here. We will talk about this next class. I don't want to overwhelm you with extra information. Because you asked about flowchart, I had to show you the flowchart, because this is part of the experiment. And when you read the experiment, then we talk about it, it will make more sense to you. Yes, it's okay to use it for the first experiment. Yes, definitely. Okay, any questions? No, just type, please. Type your answers. No, no write handwritten and then scan. Just type the answers. That's why I provide you Word document. And when I provide you the Word document, you can type the word answers that are using words. And if it's calculation, you can do calculation like, and it doesn't have to be very fancy. Let's say you want to divide 6 by 3 to get 2. That's how you write it. If you are using parentheses, you would say 5, 6, whatever, plus numbers, you close the parenthesis, and then you would say equal to whatever. You can use your calculators. So it doesn't have to be very fancy. You can use the equation editor. Equation editor, it's part of the Word app, and you can use equation editor if you want to make it the boxes like more fancy, or like parentheses and then fractions. But any simple steps calculation, it's fine. It's fine with me as long as you type it. It's going to be more clean. It was going to be neat and unless there is a way that you can do your calculation in equation editor and then insert into the answer box. So questions, I think time for your last questions and the attendance. And just have to tell you that starting next class, our pre-lab discussions is going to be, it might be short, a lot shorter. I'm planning for 40 minutes pre-lab discussions, and then I let you watch the video, record your observation, and come back to me with the data and the post-lab questions. At this point, I'm going to wait for your questions for a few seconds, and if you don't have any questions, I'm going to stop recording and call for attendance. Any questions? No questions? Okay.